Oh, thank you, mother, for the rabbit. Oh!
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Complete It Mate, my challenge series that I took up last week, where I aim to complete as much of World of Warcraft as possible, or at least get as close to 100% as I can in the ongoing weeks, months, and who knows, maybe even years. So yeah, welcome back to the video, and as we talked about last week, and if you're still here after that introduction, our new character, our new party member, you might say, is based on Australian media personality Rexhunnt, who was famous for catching them, kissing them, and throwing them back. So that's what the basis of this character is. It's also fitting that he's a hunter, a human hunter, and yeah, that's kind of the basis of what we were going for this character. Also, it's got a very distinctive look. So that's something that we were also going for as well. So let's recap where we were after the last episode. So after the last episode, we were at 18.19%. I'd like to kind of get as close as possible to maybe 19% if I can in this episode. If not, so what? We'll build and grow as we keep going on. But let's talk about Northshire. And in Northshire, we're starting at 32.98%. Obviously, it's a starting zone for humans. Now, in this area, there's only 5 real facets that we need to take into account when we're trying to get as far as possible in unlocking 100% in every zone, etc. Now, here we're starting with heritage. Now, we can't do the heritage quest until we're level 50, so we're not going, off the bat, we're not going to hit 100% in Northbridge before we go into Elwyn. But we can do all the quests. There is one rare in the area. There is also a book that we need to find inside of Northshire Abbey, and there are 3 vendors. Now, the trick to unlocking vendors, well, is to buy and sell basically off of everything that they've got. So we'll first off start by looking at where we're sitting at the moment with vendors. Now, at the moment, we're currently sitting on 2 out of 8 with one vendor in particular, Janos, and I think that's the one that we're going to try and unlock as soon as possible by purchasing and selling those things. But obviously, the starting zone does provide a lot of gold, a lot of silver, I should say, and bronze to be able to make these purchases. So we've done a bit of questing now, and we're going to go and vendor that off to Janos. And you can see here, as we're doing this, the buying, the selling, it's adding to our appearance collection, which also is another thing that will add to our little collection. We'll be able to transmog if we really want to transmog into some of this early gear. But no, once we've done that, that gets us to 7 out of 8, and we're off to kill some assassins, and then hopefully let's get the rare in this area. And that's something that early on it gives you a lot of XP, so we're taking on the rare here. But of course, for the completionist aspect, once we get that, and we do ding, there's no item, so it doesn't check it off ATT, so we'll have to keep coming back for that one. And now we'll just go complete some quests to get some more gold, and hopefully this will mean that we'll get 8 out of 8 with Janos, and that puts us in a nice tidy percentage of 60.82%. So with that, we'll go do some more questing. Go check if the rare's there. Not there. So we're going to go and finish the rest of the quests, which we're currently sitting on 110 out of 125. So let's come over here and kill the Blackrock incursion. I think I ended up killing this guy early, so yeah, that was unlucky, I guess. But no, we'll keep on going and making some coin here, just so that way, again, we can buy out those vendors. It's important that we do buy out those vendors, because that's how we get to completion in this zone alongside the quests. So we run back, we'll hand that quest in, and we should have enough money now to buy stuff from this vendor, although I just realised that's not the vendor we need. So we'll go to this fella here, and he's got 12 items that we need to buy and then sell back to him, or, you know, equip ourselves. I end up selling all of it back anyway, off the main page. So from there we go to, I think I made a mistake here, but no, buy the last two, and that gives us even more completion. And we've got the other vendor there, so we'll buy his wares. Even if they're red, you have to buy them and then sell them back to the vendor. Otherwise, it won't count towards the progression. It's all of them or nothing. And you can see that 100% on the vendors. So we're now 100% of the vendors. We're at 115 out of 125 for the quest, so 92%. And we'll just sell my junk here. And keep questing, I guess. We'll go do the final quest here, which is the water one where you got to put the fires out. And that should be the last quest, sort of quest here. When I say quest, sort of quest, I mean with an objective that you need to complete. I think the next one will just be walking to Goldshire. And before we do that as well, we also need to pick up the book, which according to the ATT add-on is somewhere in here. I think it's that one, the green book. And sometimes it takes a while for it to come up, so you got to refresh your ATT to make sure that that's up to date. So that puts us at 74% for Northshire, but we still need to get the drop from this rare. It's probably the most frustrating thing, having to come back time and time again and kill this kobold in the hopes that he drops one little thing. But he'll drop another bag, which is always handy. Bags are handy, but that alongside the heritage means that we're not able to get a full 100% completion on this episode. So let's race down to Goldshire. That's going to complete the quests at least for Northshire, so that will drop off our list, and we'll begin doing some stuff in Elwyn just to kickstart next episode. And as you can see, I've forgotten to get the other quest up here to finalise Northshire. There he is, he's hiding in the bush. I'll take that and I'll go run back to Goldshire as quickly as possible. But before we do anything, I just want to talk about this really wholesome moment that I enjoyed here, where just out of the blue there's a Parody and a Alliance having a fight, and some guy recognises me. Well, recognises Rexhunnt, I should say. And of course I was going to quote his famous line, which I did, catching him, kissing him, and throwing him back. And of course, he was very pleased to see that I did that. You can find that stuff on YouTube, but of course Rex is famous for being a fisherman, so it only makes sense that we get every single fishing training that we can get, or that we can afford at least, and we go sort out our fishing. But fishing is not the only thing that I'll be looking to train in as well. I'll be training in cooking as well, because there's so many different recipes that count towards unlocks as we go, further and further into into this challenge. I want to make sure that I've got my cooking skills up to that level, so that way I can learn these skills. And we'll knock off our first vendor here, I think, or at least as much as we can. This vendor here, he doesn't have too many things that we can buy here that will count towards progression, but the ones that he does we'll definitely buy. And you can see that vendor's number is going up, and it's only left with 3 patterns, which don't show up all the time either on this guy, so it could be a matter of coming back time and time again to unlock that. But with that, I think we'll bring that to the end of our episode. I'd like to thank everyone for coming back and enjoying the second episode of Completed It, mate. And I'll see you guys in the next one.